observed that some illegal miners had moved their mining equipment, particularly excavators, to just nearby communities. So you are passing and you can see huge excavators standing in communities. But they've moved them out of the 100-meter zone. But you can see that this is a little community, and then you have 10, 20 excavators standing there. You know that they were using to do illegal things, but because it's not within the 100 meters, you cannot destroy them. So the armed forces will pass and move on. We need to take a decision about some of these things as a government and as a people. So like I said, that some illegal miners had moved their mining equipment, particularly excavators, to nearby communities that were out of the speculated 100-meter limit of operational activity for major river bodies. For instance, there's a community called Esua. Troops chanced upon 11 excavators that have been moved 2 kilometers away from the illegal mining site along the river Ankobra, with the possibility, of course, of illegal miners redeploying the equipment at an opportune time. So that's what happened. You go and see these excavators standing there. They have just moved them. They could clearly see that they had destroyed the river bodies. But what they did is to move them off from there. We will take a decision on this equipment. We will take a decision very, very soon on them, because we know they will want to go back. But because we set 100 meters, they have decided that, okay, we're going to move them to 2 kilometers away, 1 kilometer away. But we will take a decision on them very, very soon. Like I said, it's in their interest not to go back. But if you decide to park your excavators there and they have no use, we will take a decision on them as a government.
And that's Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwo addressing the media yesterday, giving an update on Operation Halt. The work so far, particularly an update on their last operation, which was the 4th phase of the operation, which commenced on Thursday, May 27, and ended on Saturday, May 29. He said a total of 592 assorted items were destroyed, and the breakdown: 341 chamfan machines, 24 excavators, 132 water pumping machines, 30 water holes, and 30 wooden structures. They also got hold of 6 generator sets, 4 grinding machines, 6 motorbikes, and 30 barrels of fuel. 5 persons, including 3 Chinese and 2 Ghanaians, have been arrested. There was also the Information Minister, Kojo Ponkroma, who said that there are a number of prosecutions involving illegal miners that are ongoing. He said the state was committed to ensuring that the prosecutions would go through to its logical conclusion. What we missed was a proper breakdown in terms of what is in court. All right, so that's the update from this Operation Halt. And the minister also saying that they're not being selective, because that was also one issue that came up. Let's settle down and have a conversation on the back of that. My guest in the studio is Mr. Ebenezer Oklite Taylor. He's Member of Parliament for Lower Manya Krobo, also Ranking Member, Environment, Science and Technology Committee, as well as the Gender Children Committee. I think the environment mining is crucial to this conversation right now. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. First of all, you've been Deputy Defense Minister before, so you appreciate the operation that's going on. And then also you sit on the Environment Committee of Parliament, so you've got a lot to say. Yes. Operation Halt isn't giving up. There's been plenty of conversations with regards the burning of the equipment. I don't know where you stand on that.
Well, thank you very much. And good morning to our viewers. I believe that, we all agree to the fact that this aspect of mining, that the illegal, for that matter, galamsey, is causing a lot of harm. And there's a need for us to really, do away with it. Otherwise, we risk, losing a lot. We have already lost. The Ghana Water Company is complaining. People are losing their farmlands. People are getting trapped. You know, there's a recent, incident that happened in, is it Talensi? I mean,
retrieved 9 bodies.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
For us, yesterday, I thought they said they had not been able to, but it is not, something that we need to joke with. And therefore, we need to really find, after we have gone through the process of trying to use force and it has not been successful, we need to revisit, the legal regime. We need to look at what, we call, or the classification of the various, mining systems,
But you say after we use force and we haven't succeeded.
We have not.
No, but we're still using force, and the operation hasn't ended. How do you conclude that we haven't succeeded?
We have not. You see, the point is that people are still complaining about the fact that it is not in our statute books to burn equipment, to burn them. No, you understand. So,
but is it giving us some results?
Well, I'm yet to get some feedback from in that wise, because I mean, I don't know what you call result. If it is prosecution, that is results, fine. If it is the fact that we are getting our river bodies and whatever getting back to their normal forms, fine. If that is what, if we are getting what do you call it, forest cover back, that is the result. You understand? But are we getting any of these? Not yet. You understand? But you see, that is not the end. We have used force before the Akufo-Addo's era. The NDC tried something. We realized, it was not going well. We needed to revise. And
but this is different, isn't it? This is an entirely military operation.
Certainly, that was what happened, previously. The military, were...
You do a combined force.
Yes.
But this time, there is no combined force here.
No, what is the difference? It's the same thing. You are using force, right? How sustainable is this? You understand? We are dealing with human beings. And we need to really... as I said, let's revisit our law regime, the legal regime, right? Let's look at the various classification. If it is, the last I was talking about the fact that the minister raised, an issue that I subscribe seriously to. The fact that we need to look at what redefine small-scale mining. If we need to introduce, medium scale, you understand, it comes with a certain commitment, And if you want to deter people, it is not only force. You can also use some form of, taxes, because those who are engaged in large-scale mining have so much commitment, and that's the reason why a lot of people will shy away from large-scale and want to, hide behind, small-scale and do whatever they are doing now. You understand? Then there's another aspect of the problem. Those who are giving licenses to do, what do you call it? Exploration. Exploration, you're supposed to, there's a certain, limited diameter of drilling that you're supposed to do within the enclave. But they end up giving up, the land to these small scalers. And they do all manner of things, and which leads to destruction of water bodies, whatever, because you see, they are in a hurry. They are in a hurry to do whatever they are doing. You understand? And then the deployment of, excavators. When you look at the definition of small-scale mining, it's supposed to be purely artisanal, minimum mechanization. The question is that, can't we come up with, law that will ban the use of excavators? Because you see, when you look at what is happening in Talensi, for instance, I think there's a minimal use of equipment in that area. So we get to that area. Yes, they are exposing themselves to danger. They are you know, they are going underground. They are
digging.
They are digging. They are trapped now. But if you look at the rate at which the rate of earth movement, it's you know, relatively low because they don't use excavators. You understand? When you go to Akwatia, Galamsey started intensively in the 80s, 70s in that area. But at the time, we didn't have massive earth movement like we have now because people were using, you know, shovels and pickaxes and whatever. You understand? So let's ask if we can. I mean, we can have a regulation. People import, you know, excavators into the country. They go through our ports. Can we say if you are importing this equipment, we need to know. You need to really tell, indicate what you're going to use the equipment.
But we know people rent it.
Yes.
So usually you'd find that it's not the owners of the equipment.
You see, yes, they are not the owners of the equipment, but you see, whoever is importing, or some regulation of the sort, you bring in equipment, you rent them for what purpose? You understand? If it's for road construction, and then you pay some tax.
But it's just for the books, so they will tell you what you want to hear.
Certainly,
what will make them
but the follow-up.
Clear.
And then another issue that we need to look at is the process of, you know, giving licenses. The process. Now there's a problem with that. Why? The last time I went for these dialogues, you know, display areas where, you know, they can find gold. I mean, they have earmarked areas where, you know, you can for potential mining. They were exhibiting mining equipment, etc. But I see at the forum, we were there to talk about, you know, the dangers of mining, illegal mining and whatever. But they came there, you know, displaying those things. You see, and what actually happens is that I believe that if we really want to fight this head on, then the EPA must be at the forefront. The EPA must collaborate with lands, you know, or the Minerals Commission, for that matter, indicate, or even before, you know, people are given releases to go, you know, and have access to concessions, the EPA must assure us, must give us, must do all the assessment in the area as to whether activities of the sort will not affect, you know, river water bodies in the forest, right? So the environmental impact assessment must be done even before. But the problem we have is that people go to Minerals Commission, they are handed over concessions. Then, because they are impatient, they are in a hurry, they will not even wait for EPA to come out with, you know, and sometimes they even see EPA as a stumbling block. So they go behind their back and then start mining. You understand? Even before the EPA releases its, assessment. you understand? So we need to look at all of this.
Yeah.
We need to look at all of this if we really want to solve the problem. Because look, I can tell you for a fact, what we are doing now is not sustainable. It is not. Because we have people, they now, what is happening is that those who were trapped, I hear they went in the night. Mm-hmm. They went in the night to go and do what they were doing.
But I also wanted to ask you, because you sit on the Environment Committee in Parliament.
Yeah, that's right.
How are you looking at this issue of Galamsey and the current fights? What's the committee talking about these days?
The committee talking about... Well, you see, the committee is following all that is happening. And as I said, you know, one of the things that we need to do is to revisit the legal regime. You understand? Is there anything, you know, to amend? Is there anything that we can do that is enforceable? You understand? Anything that we can do that can really help us, you know, the situation as it is now. Okay, so has anything been brought to the attention of the committee? Are there amendments? No, because you know, some people have said that if you're going to destroy, like the way then you have to come back to
exactly.
Come back to
so has something been presented?
No, not at all. Not at all. Nothing of the sort has been.
So in that case, I mean, what is Parliament also doing? Are you just sitting and waiting for the executive to present something?
No, not really. You see, I'm sure you've been following what is happening in Parliament. Parliament, what we can do is to come up with statements, comments here and there, and then we have an interaction with what do you call it? The ministry. The ministries we preside over. You understand? Any bill, in fact, now, you know, we have the opportunity to come, you know, in with a private members bill, right? We may have to explore that and see if we can, you know, as a committee or as individual, you know, members, bring in, you know, bring up issues about some of these amendments, because we now have the opportunity to do that. I think we'll consider that, you know, going forward. We'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah.
All right. So on this issue of as in mining, I guess the conversation will continue.
Yeah, but you see, quickly, seriously, we need to, you know, revisit the issue about burning of these excavators.
What do you find wrong? Okay, so Operation Halt has a mandate.
Yes.
Clear everything that you see within.
Yes. But you see, but the law says
within the red zone.
The law says seize them, and then they can be allocated to, you know.
So have we seized them before?
We have.
What useful things have we done with the seized excavators in the past?
No, you see, the point that are we saying that we don't have, you know, people with, you know, somebody come of integrity?
No, but you know, you are a senior politician. You've been in this game for quite a bit. So I'm asking you, have we done anything useful with what we've seized in the past?
We have seized them before, and they never got missing. Another regime comes, we seize and they get missing. It doesn't mean that we don't have Ghanaians who can really oversee some of these things. No, let's look at it. Let's really think. Let's really look at.
I guess we were not following keenly as we have been following in recent past. So we can't be sure
you see,
when you say you've seized in a different regime and nothing has gone missing.
If there's any time, you see, that's what I mean. This government really missed the opportunity to make an impact seriously, because you see, if you look at between 2017, right, and 2020, the interest, you know, I mean, the media, everybody was following what was happening, right? And even if you go back and look at, you know, what has happened to our river bodies, the worst, you know, happened between 2017 and 2020.
But it didn't start from 2017.
No, what I'm saying that the worst...
way back.
It did.
Perhaps, it's not even perhaps. If we had started...
something...
then we would not be... we wouldn't have gotten here.
Something prevented, you know, us from having the situation we had 2017 to 2020. Something happened. You understand?
Did something really happen, or we've just been progressing and this is where we are today because of our inactions in the past?
There's a lot. Well, I don't know if you have time, but you see, there's a lot that happened. You understand? There's a lot that happened. There were people who thought that, oh, it was their time. It was their time to also go into mining. Whether they have knowledge, whether they have, gone through the process of acquiring licenses or not, let us go, because we also need money. And these are some of the things that influence, you know, what we have now. You understand? And that is the reason why, if those in the mining areas will tell you, the extent of pollution that we have, you know, now, right, wasn't what, you know, pertained in 2016. This is worse. You understand? This is worse. It means we got something wrong. We didn't do something well, even if the problem was there.
All right, so we'll see what happens in terms of, because I am curious. Ghanaians have been talking. You're representatives of the people.
Certainly.
So we can't just be talking. We have to come up with some actions.
Of course.
And I guess the committee, we will see the actions that the committee take in the absence of executive president.
Well, we have gone round.
Anything?
You know, during our recess, we went round. And
as a committee?
As a committee. There's a report that is coming up very soon.
Doing what? You are inspecting water bodies or mining sites?
Everything that has to do with the environment. you know, including waste management, you know, land use, everything.
Okay.
Spatial planning, whatever.
So the committee is going to issue a report?
Yes, a report is coming out very soon. We are looking at it.
Okay.
You understand? But as I said, you know, we have an opportunity now to really come up with a private members bill, you know, which can seek to, may seek to amend some of the, you know,
Your area is not free from mining, is it?
No. The mine limestone in my constituency. Yeah.
All right.
Limestone.